Hey skeletons, it's Skeletor here, back from my long absence, here to bring you some more war commentary. Congratulations on our most recent war over ROL. Nice job, guys. We're up to a 4-win streak, so we're going to keep that going. So today I've got a couple of Go Weavas to show you, since that's the meta attack right now, and my personal favorite for the last 2 years. So let's go ahead and show you my demonstration of an earthquake style Go Weava. So whenever you're going to do earthquake based attacks, something to keep in mind is that the earthquake spell has a radius of 4 spaces, which means it's going to have a total reach of 8 spaces across. So I'm going to go ahead and slam right into this town hall. And if you notice, if you count on this skull wall between this mortar and this gold storage, you can see that from the corner with the butter wall all the way out to this outer wall right there corner, it's actually only 7 deep. So I'm going to be able to clear from the inner core right up to the town hall, all the way out to that outer wall. Now, that's really important, you guys, when you're building your war bases, that you don't let something like this happen. It's one thing to have a really dense inner core that you can earthquake, but you still got to make people wall break in. That's a tougher strategy, and that's good enough. That's good base design. But to be able to earthquake from the outside all the way to the core, very not good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the earthquake spell right at about 3.5 squares from the butter wall, just to make sure. And whenever you get close to being the full width of the earthquake spell, you want to make sure being very precise. So now look at this hole right from the town hall to the outside. With Go Weava, that's just going to shatter this. There may as well not even be these butter and gray walls here. So that means I'm going to get into everywhere except these outside compartments. Absolutely no problem. But so let me talk about the funneling on the outside. So obviously golems go down, spread as usual. But now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to do some funneling first. So these buildings on the outside here can be really hard for Go Weava, because if you get your Valkyries on these outside buildings, they're and I'm just running all the way around and not doing any actual damage. And that's the real danger with Go Weava, and that's why funneling is really important. Um, it's the same principle with Go Wipe, but being faster and more of them than Pika's. The Valkyries, definitely you have to spend a little extra time with the funneling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down pretty much 1 wizard per building. And then if you notice, as soon as this like middle ones go down on both sides, I drop the Valkyries, and I'm going to drop my heroes immediately afterwards, targeting this camp. And now, as soon as they get there, that whole outside wall is gone, and the only thing left for them is to run right up to that air defense, and then they're going to redirect to these clan troops, and then they're going to redirect to the queen, okay? So if you watch them, they redirect. The CC troops go down in 1 hit. The queen goes down in 1 hit. I rage. The town hall goes down in 1 hit. So 3 Valkyrie swings, and I've already got 1 star. That's pretty impressive. Valkyries are just that intense if you can funnel them the way I know you guys can. So I kind of whiffed this heal spell. I thought the Valkyries would have kept blowing through, but I do end up healing a good chunk of them for a while, at least 3 of them. So not the end of the world, really. Most of them are full health. Now I just know that it's you guys got to keep in mind that it is better to use spells earlier rather than later, because the more troops you can keep alive, at the beginning of your raid, the better and more effective they're going to be at the end. So I can go ahead and speed through the rest of this. Yeah. So I definitely want to make sure, if you notice how early I use my rage spell, and how I rage to get into the town hall, and then a heal inside the core, and then a secondary heal and the critical point outside of the core when they jump out. So keep that in mind when you're doing for your spells, and then a jump spell, that's another thing. But with earthquake spells, if you can quake all the way into the middle, that's great. Otherwise, look for the most dense area you can in the middle and use wall breakers to break through the outer layer. Now I want to show you a really good example of funneling by Big Daddy. So just to break it down real quick, Big Daddy again is going to earthquake between this wizard tower and the storage on the left right there, and he's going to come in with the Valkyries right at this camp, right into this mortar storage compartment. And so what he's going to end up doing is he's going to clear away these outside buildings with the lab and the drills and then the mine, and he's going to get him to go right into this opening, okay? And it's really, really critical that you guys watch how he does this. So again, you can see that from this X joint, which is terrible, to this other one right there is only, what, 5? Yeah. So Earthquake is going to 100% get that. So he drops him down, no problem. Opens up the whole core. Now, one way I like to look at Valkyrie attacks is that if you can use Earthquakes to open up the core of a base, and it's got these alleys on it, which are popular now. I don't understand why, but you see how it's got these, this ring that's its own ring. It's not like part of another structure that's walled off. It's just free and open like that. That's a dream for Valkyries. They're going to just run through in a circle in this alley, taking out stuff. And if you notice, all these other compartments, they're all within wizard range. So the golems are going to walk around through the middle. The Valkyries are going to run around in this track that they've created around the core. And the wizards are going to follow right behind them. And you're not even going to have to break into these other compartments. They're just going to be able to stand outside of them and shoot into them. So keep that in mind, guys. Just because you have a separated inside core doesn't mean that it's, strong. Because as soon as I get into this, with one quake, the integrity of this entire base, they might as well not have walls in this base. So let's go ahead and watch what happens. So golems come down. He gets a nice spread. Because of this opening on the left, they all go left, but he's going to draw that cannon fire the whole way. So watch it. This is something that's really important. So misfires a little bit. This wizard walks down a little bit to the right, but he uses these wizards to take out all these top buildings. And the second that archer tower starts attacking that golem, he drops down this one most critical wizard, because this is the wizard that's going to stop the Valkyries from running all the way down here into these free buildings, okay? So watch. He's going to drop the Valkyries right behind his troops in the middle. Middle is a safe bet, usually, because they'll either target that cannon and sort of redirect around. But now look, so they're going to run up to this camp. They go to target this outside one, but because it falls, they redirect. They go right into the clan castle troops. Apparently this clan likes to use Pikas. I don't know why. But they're going to go right in there. He's going to rage on there. Rage on the queen. And the core is down. Now, if we're going to be really, really technical, you could say that he could have moved the rage spell pretty much exactly where the earthquake spell was. He may have gotten more effect out of it in the middle. Obviously, he's a Town Hall 9.5, max Valkyries. It's not going to make a total difference, but in times when that really is going to make a difference or it's going to be really close, think about that, guys, that you should lead with the spells. So try and get that, the tip of that spell a little bit, as much as you can in the core. But again, move that closer, but not too big a deal here. Not a big deal at all, in fact. Doesn't matter. But he's going to go ahead and drop that heal at a really important spot. He's taking a lot of fire from all angles. And those Valkyries just walk right through. And now look what I said. They're just going to follow that alley. The wizards are just pinging stuff. And because the Valkyries are so fast, they end up reusing that same rage. And now, Big Daddy was without a queen this war. So keep that in mind, how effectively he was able to demolish these bases without a queen even. Now, I'm not sure exactly why he brought wall breakers. I think he might have tried to get into these compartments over there, but so he ended up not using them at all, which is fine because he was, being in a 9.5, attacking at a 9, Town Hall 9. He's virtually attacking a Town Hall down, and that's not the end of the world. Goes ahead, tries to be kind of funny, drops the wall breaker, trying to just make it a little bit easier. Totally doesn't matter at this point, though, although all of his wizards did die. Obviously, with the queen, that makes that no problem. So I'm just going to restart this real quick so I can show you the funneling that happened at the beginning of this. So keep your eye on that wizard. Nice and central targeting with the golems. There. One wizard that's not in any danger of being targeted. All the Valkyries redirect, and now the whole base is toast because of that wizard. Without his queen, if that wizard doesn't get that building, if he doesn't secure that, and these Valkyries run all the way outside, he might not have gotten it. With the queen, obviously, he would have rolled right over this base, but, that's the kind of next level execution that's really going to push your attacks to the next level. So really good example of the effectiveness of funneling here from Big Daddy. Of course, I know you guys have come to expect no less from him. He's quite a good attacker. But then just watch the spell locations. So there we go. Pretty classic choice to go with the 2 rage, 2 heals, and then the quake as the option. But for those of you guys at Town Hall 9, depending on how open the base is or how many wall breakers you need, or if you're just going to do quakes, 1 heal, 1 rage, and quakes, or 2 heal or 2 rage, or 2 rage and 1 heal. Those are all safe choices. Remember, you don't want to use a jump spell if you don't have to. You really got to, do a cause-benefit analysis for the jump spell. Make sure it's going to be really, really effective. So try as much as you can to stick with those heal and rages. So really good job from Big Daddy there. And until next time, guys, stay spooky, and I'll talk to you soon.